Imagine waking up every day with the feeling that you are in complete control of your life. Your goals are not just distant dreams anymore. They're unfolding right before your eyes. You are effortlessly productive, disciplined, and making progress in ways you never thought possible. It sounds like a superpower, right? Well, what if I told you that this superpower is simply the result of tiny, almost invisible habits stacked together over time? Welcome to the world of Atomic Habits by James Clear. Hello, I am Bharath, and welcome to AudiofyBooks, where you will find excellent audio summaries of books in a very easy and interesting way. If you want to learn from new books, do subscribe to the channel. Let's get started with today's book. James Clear opens with a fascinating story about an athlete whose life was turned upside down by an accident. He was barely able to function, but slowly, through small habits, he rebuilt his life, step by step. This is the essence of Atomic Habits, the idea that small changes, when consistently applied, lead to massive transformations. The foundation of this book is simple yet profound. We don't rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our systems. Think about it. If you want to be a writer but don't have a system for writing regularly, your goal remains just a wish. If you aim to get fit but don't have a structured workout habit, your intentions won't matter. The secret lies in habits, the small, seemingly insignificant actions that compound over time. James Clear introduces 4 laws that can help you build good habits and break bad ones. The first law? Make it obvious. Have you ever noticed how some habits just happen automatically? Like reaching for your phone first thing in the morning? That's because your brain follows cues, triggers that initiate a habit. The trick is to design your environment so that good habits become inevitable. Want to drink more water? Keep a bottle within arm's reach. Want to read more? Place a book on your pillow. The clearer the cue, the more likely you are to follow through. A powerful technique to reinforce this is called implementation intention. Instead of vaguely saying, "I'll work out more," be specific. I will exercise at 6 p.m. in my living room for 30 minutes. When you tie a habit to a time and place, it becomes real. Think of it as an appointment with yourself, one that you can't afford to miss. Another clever trick: habit stacking. We all have existing habits, like brushing our teeth or making coffee. If you want to develop a new habit, attach it to an existing one. For example, after pouring your morning coffee, you could do 5 push-ups. After brushing your teeth, you could meditate for 1 minute. By linking new behaviors to old ones, you create a chain reaction of good habits. But here's the thing: our environment plays a crucial role. If you've ever tried to eat healthy but had a fridge full of junk food, you know how hard it is to resist temptation. James Clear suggests shaping your environment so that good choices are the default. If you want to focus better, declutter your workspace. If you want to spend less time on your phone, leave it in another room while working. By controlling your surroundings, you take charge of your habits. Now let's talk about the second law: make it attractive. Think about it. Why do we binge watch TV shows or endlessly scroll on social media? Because they're designed to be addictive. What if you could make good habits just as appealing? One way is through temptation bundling, pairing something you need to do with something you love. For example, if you love listening to music but struggle with exercising, only allow yourself to listen to your favorite playlist while working out. This makes the habit enjoyable and easy to stick to. We can also use habit rituals to build anticipation. Imagine lighting a scented candle before starting work, or making a special cup of tea before reading. These small rituals create a sense of excitement and make good habits feel rewarding. The third law: make it easy. Most people fail at building habits because they rely too much on motivation. The truth is, motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. Instead, make habits so simple that they don't require motivation. Enter the 2-minute rule. If a habit takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Want to read more? Just read 1 page. Want to run regularly? Put on your running shoes. Once you start, you'll often continue. But the key is making the first step ridiculously easy. And if you're wondering how long it takes to form a habit, you've probably heard the myth of 21 days. The reality? It varies. Some habits take weeks, others take months. The key isn't time, it's repetition. The more frequently you do something, the more ingrained it becomes. Imagine tying your shoelaces. You don't think about it, you just do it. That's the goal with habits. Finally, the 4th law, make it satisfying. We're wired to seek immediate rewards, which is why bad habits are so hard to break. Eating junk food feels good instantly, while exercising takes time to show results. The trick? Find ways to make good habits feel immediately rewarding. You can track your progress with a habit tracker, a simple checklist where you mark every day you complete a habit. Seeing that streak grow feels satisfying, and you won't want to break the chain. A great way to reinforce this is through identity-based habits. Instead of saying, "I'm trying to quit smoking," say, "I'm not a smoker." Instead of, "I'm trying to exercise," say, "I'm an athlete." When you identify with your habits, they become part of who you are. And that's the magic of atomic habits. It's not about massive overnight changes. It's about small, consistent improvements. Imagine improving just 1% every day. At first, the difference is barely noticeable, but over a year, those tiny improvements compound into something extraordinary. Your habits shape your identity, and your identity shapes your future. So, if you've been struggling to stay consistent, don't focus on willpower. Focus on building systems. Design your environment. Make habits obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. Because success isn't about setting goals, it's about falling in love with the process. If you found this summary valuable, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to AudiofyBooks for more book summaries that can change your life. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.